Hey everybody, welcome to the Safe Haven Valley Workbench. Today I am going to be going over what I'm doing with Joe's place and starting the staining process. I've already got everything braced. I have another one right here. These are very fragile, so you have to be very careful not breaking these. I was just adding another piece to the middle here to give it more stability because of the way that I'm going to be doing this stuff today. I have the other side building up here with no bracing on it, and I'll do that one later, but I wanted to go in and get the main structure done today. And I won't get it all done, but I wanted to go over kind of what I'm going to be doing with it. So upon the regular bracing, I took my little wire paddle brush and I roughed up the surfaces even on that. The only one I haven't done is this one right here, and all I do, and I'm going to be very careful on this one, is I'm going to do it very lightly. Just kind of go back and forth because this one has thin arms. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it, and I'm not doing a lot on it. I'm letting the bristles do the work. And it's mostly to distress it. You don't have to really distress it. You just can do it a little bit. So I'm going to go along the top. And I have a bracing on the back of that, so I can pick at the center one here a little bit. Normally I wouldn't, but I'm trying it this time. Just enough, and I'm not even going to do this edge. They're just so small, they're not even worth it. Alright. I'm going to come back down and do a little bit towards the bottom. And that's all there is to it. Everything else is done. I did it all the same thing to every piece here. So now I'm going to be using 2 different stains on this project along with a color for the main structure. I'm going to be using kind of a, well, for the body of the wall, I'm going to be using, I'm going dark to light. So I'm going to go over it all with creosote black on everything. So I'll use creosote black to go over everything. Then I'm going to dry brush with light avocado. Once that all dries, do a whole dry brushing over everything. And then once that seals, I'm going to go with a lighter stain, which is the Hunter line, to give it more of a grayed out look over that, and also pull the black in from the back as well. Not sure how it's going to look, but we're going to do it and see how it comes out. It definitely will give an aged look to the building. And I might have to do a like a chalk, or maybe a grime, wash at the end. I do not know. It all depends on how it comes out, whether I add more or just leave it as is. So I have my brushes I got from Frank. I got 6 of them for just a few bucks. These are my stain brushes. And then I have my paint brushes. So let's start with the creosote black. And again, I'm going with the creosote black and working kind of a darker to light. Again, we always talk about layers in the hobby and everything else. And for your stains, or even your paints matter, I've always shaken up the mix just to get anything that's settled. As you can tell, I've used my driftwood quite a bit. I like driftwood. I think there's one out there from Scale Models or something like that that has like a really like silver stain. James A. Powell talked about it. He says it really draws it out, and silvering your wood. At some point, maybe not anytime soon, but at some point I want to try maybe looking into getting some of that, because I like the silver color of wood. So anyway, moving on, I'll take my dark, I have a dark stain brush, and I just dip it in the bottle myself. And I dab some of it off. And I'm not trying to go too heavy. I'm just trying to go in with the darker color. To have that black show. Just like that. And I just dip it in. And I just try to get what I can out, and then I just go over it. I want just a darker color across the whole thing. Nothing, you know, too fancy or black, you know, or overkill on this. And you're getting some of the choppiness from the board ruffled up, which is great. And I'm only using enough of the creosote black because it's so dark. And I'm just emptying out the brush. And as you see, each wall is getting a little bit of a different patchy stain, which is fine. It gives it character. And that's kind of what I want anyway. So again, I'm just going to come right, and that's because that's the initial draw. So I can just go across like this. And sometimes it's just the wood. I didn't put anything on there, and it just has that design in the wood. And the stain just draws it out. And it's kind of a cool, makes it a cool texture when you stain it. See, I've added stain, so now it has that weirdness to it. And a lot of that will go away when I dry brush it. Now if I really want to go offset on this wall, I can dab some out and then just kind of go darken that up a little bit. You know, give this building a character, have one wall like this really dark. And as you can see, no matter what I do, that is still there. And I'm going to come back on this wall, give it a little bit more. Empty the brush out on this one. And that's why I do heavy on the bracing when I'm going to use alcohol, because it will warp these things, especially in N-scale. It does it badly in HO, but N's even worse because we're smaller pieces. And see, now I have a little bit of character right here, and you have it all come through on that. And then I have this on the front. I might come back now. It's good enough. I might come back and you know, I might do another draw. I'm gonna do another pass on this, like that. And then like that. Okay, those 4 pieces are done. We're gonna let these fully dry. Get the top part of the okay. And for that, that's where we're at for the staining portion. I'm working on the corner posts and trim color. I'm leaning on doing it and kind of a I don't really know what color I'm gonna do that just yet, but I got a couple colors in my mind that I'm working with, and as soon as I get these done, I'll know what color I'm going with. I want to get the color right to go with the avocado, but I want to wait until it's all done right. So we're going to let these dry. And move them up here. This one has a little bit of warping, so what I'm going to do is I got my 1, 2, 3 block here. That'll keep it flat. I'm not too worried about these ones because they are pretty good. That one's pretty good. This one's pretty good. But just to make sure, I'll just put another weight on it, just to keep weight on it. And then what I'm going to do, these, so I'm going to do the same thing. But because I'm not bracing them, I'm not going to go as heavy. That's all I'm doing. Just using one full brush full on 3 pieces without trim, just to give it enough darkness to it. Darkness and character is what it goes for. So now those are all done. First stage is done. Simple as that. Phase 2 will be once this fully dries, and I do mean fully dry. I'll come back in and do dry brushing of the avocado. And then over that, I'm going to do the driftwood, the light driftwood. I was considering trying to do maybe like a raw sienna over that, but it's more of a orangey yellow color, and I haven't tested it out before and feel comfortable enough with it to do that. The white stain I have here is a pigment stain. It's a thick stain, which I could do, but it'll thin out. And then I got, let's see, that's cottage white, and I have shale. Those are also light colors that are pigment. They're not regular stain. Now, just real quick, Hunterline has stains that are in the brown bottle, in these brown bottles, and they have shale, which is in more of a lighter brown bottle, and then they have the stains in here, and it says right here, stain pigment. Pigment means it's thick, it's got pigment in it. The stain is just a liquid. There's nothing to it. It's just all like liquid. So that's the difference between a stain. It's still a stain. It just has pigment in it. So it's thicker, like almost like regular paint. This is really, as you can hear, it's just liquid. This is more like thick consistency. So that's the difference. And I like this. I like them both. That's where we're at with this project. We got it started. We got every piece with the first base stain. I want it to fully dry so I can see the outlook on it, and everything. So we will come back next week, and I will leave a couple of pieces. I will probably leave the outbuilding, the secondary building, and I'll paint that next week. And then I'll get the main structure painted. I'll try to get it into a point where it's stepped, so you can see the before, the after with the before. Then I'll do some with the avocado, so you can see that, and then I'll do one with all the way through, so you can see what it's going to look like, and then I can get it all done. I'm probably going to do, like I said, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say what color I'm going to do for the trim. I really want to see how the building comes out before I do the trim and the corner posts. That kind of thing. Because that's where I'm at as far as deciding the color for the trim. This is just an old riverside building, like another one, you know. I mean, it's got a dock, so the dock's gonna be really weathered, as well as the building. So I got to get the building where I want it before it goes on to the dock. And I'm doing the building all together, and then I'm going to build the dock, and then I'm going to marriage them all together. So that's kind of where that's coming from, and it's about being patient and taking your time with it. So, I mean, just in this short little bit, this is already started to dry. I can see what it's looking. It's more of a gray creosote black color, which makes it kind of neat. And now that I'm gonna do a dry brush of light avocado over that. Let that fully dry, and then I'll go over it with the driftwood, a light layer of driftwood. So we'll see how that looks. And then once that all dries and gets to its final color and dryness, I'll be able to pick and choose what color I want for the corner post with that, based upon how the driftwood affects the avocado. I really don't know. I have a couple colors in mind I want to use, but I want to find out what it looks like. And for me, this is how I do a lot of my building, because I like have an idea. So anyway, that is pretty much it for this week, guys. We are at a stopping point in this project for the video. This week is Thanksgiving, so this is my Thanksgiving project video, I guess you could say. So next week I'll be back with another video and get everything good to go in the meantime. But yeah, just enjoy the holiday with all your family or friends or whatever it is you're doing, and get some modeling and enjoy the hobby to a good degree that you are able to do. And be safe out there. Until next week, we'll see you later.